So, you know, that time it seemed to take a long time.
Did it seem to take a long
The
time?
countdown took a long time. That to me. I don't know.
What? We started?
Normally it seems like it's too fast. Yeah, we're on. We're live.
We are here. We are.
I don't believe you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Streams with THF, episode 5 of the third season here. And if the fourth box below me looks a little weird, that's because we got a special guest tonight, Mr. Sully.
You calling him weird?
Yeah.
It's okay. Already? Jeez, we're like not even a minute and you've already called him weird.
They'll find out soon enough.
There's a lot of people getting called weird nowadays. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that weird. How is everybody doing tonight, guys?
I'm doing great.
I'm good.
Good.
And well,
Sully, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Sully gets the distinct honor of being our first ever Twitch partner special guest, by the way. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, awesome. No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was surprised when you immediately said yes. Let's put it that way.
Well, I could leave right now to make you feel better. Right?
Yeah, no. He goes, I love podcasts. I'm in. There was no hard sell on this one.
No, I really do. I used to podcast regularly. In fact, I think I'm close to near 500 episodes of different podcasts that I've done, ones I've hosted or been on. And really? I used to have a regular one every week, and it's just been over a year since I've had a regular one, and I've been missing it a lot.
Nice. So what was there a theme, or?
I started years ago in 2012 with one that a buddy of mine and I did called Nerd Foo, and it was all pop culture nerd stuff. And that's actually when I got into Funko Pops and going to conventions, went to my first San Diego Comic-Con, and we did 300 episodes. We didn't miss a week.
Wow.
Just every week we did a few lives. We entered some, went to some different cons and did panels, that kind of thing. And then I left from there and went to Funko, and I started the Funko Funcast there, and we did 120 something episodes. And then after that, my brother and I started one all about movies, and we did that for nearly 100 episodes. And then I would just guest on them whenever something would come up. It's never been a like, well, how big is your podcast? If it's 150 people listening, I'll listen. No, it's like, I just love the process of, and the conversation. I just jump in them wherever I can, you know?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's great.
That's really cool. I had no idea.
I mean, that, you know how it goes. Those episodes, they get filed away somewhere on a SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts or wherever. And then if you're not advertising or pushing it, nobody ever comes back and checks it out. So.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm sure there's, well, I've got, what do we got? About 70, 80 episodes that are all filed away on YouTube. They're not getting any more views.
I don't think most podcasts ever get past 10 episodes, honestly. There's so many great ideas people have, but they're never able to actually stick to a schedule and get together once a week and actually make it happen, you know, or there's always a good idea, but then people don't follow through on it. So respect for you getting that far. That's amazing.
Yeah, we that first season we were getting it pretty hard. I mean, it was almost every week. We would have clip videos, montages that we'd make for every episode.
Fortnite one, yeah.
And we were hitting it pretty hard at first. It definitely started getting harder.
You know what? Back when we were making those clips, yeah, that's what she said. When we were making those clips, I think our prime podcast is probably on this map. Now that I think about it, because a lot of the clips I remember making.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This map originally, yeah. So that's how long ago that was.
Yeah, I hopped in and played a couple games with Q, and I was like, "Wow, is that Dirty Docs? Oh, let's go!"
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah, and a lot of the chests and stuff are still in the same place, so all those old memories we have are coming into play.
Yeah. There's a lot of nostalgia, just like there was with that Fortnite OG season too.
I didn't realize how much I missed this map until we started playing it again. I'm like, man, I like this one.
Well, and I've been talking about it a lot too, because this is where kind of like we all started streaming, and our this is the map that came out just a couple months before COVID hit, and we all got shut in for months, and And so it really was kind of the beginning of a lot of our community that we built over the years. I started streaming like May of that year, so it probably would have been closer to like I don't know what maybe season 3 of the chapter,
right?
You know, a little bit further off from right away, and it didn't take Bo or Dan long to find us. Moose, I knew you long before we started that, you know. So yeah, there was.
Yeah, I started on Mixer. Yeah,
Same. I did 3 months on Mixer before they decided to shut down. I was like 10 followers away from partner level. I was so close. We were counting it down on every stream. I was trying to pull people in, and then I started getting messages one day like, "Sully, you're going to be so pissed. You're not going to believe what's happening." I'm like, "What?" And I talked trash about Twitch. I'm like, "I'm not going to Twitch." Guess what?
You're on Twitch.
Did you go immediately to Twitch?
Yeah, we got the option on Mixer. They're like, if you want to, you can go to Facebook and we'll support you over there. And I was like, no, thank you. I really don't need my mother-in-law and all her 80-year-old friends jumping in to watch me play games. So I'm going to go to Twitch.
That's where we were at. That's what we started on. We were all on Facebook at first. Our whole
I couldn't do it.
Was that and in fact, we still do. Well, at least I still post a ton as my gaming page on Facebook, just to kind of, 3,400 followers. I might as well just take a stab at it and let them know what I'm up to over here, you know?
Yeah. Don't lose. When you've got those kind of numbers, you don't want to waste it for sure. Unfortunately, I'm doing that right now. That first business I started, NerdFu, at one point we were near 100,000 followers. We had grinded for a long time and bought ads and stuff, and then we decided to walk away from the business. It's just sitting there. I could go and post, but I never do. Just such a waste.
Just convert it over to CSSully.
Yeah, I may have to. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm doing the multi-streaming thing now anyway. I'm doing Twitch and YouTube. If I can throw it on Facebook too, why not? I'll say hi to my mother-in-law when she comes by.
Right. So before we get too far into this, what's the give us kind of the Spider-Man origin story. What how did content creation become something that you were doing and what you were into? How long ago was it? Where'd you start? All that good stuff.
I love that you asked the question that way. I actually got over the last couple of years, I've had the chance to host some panels at some local conventions, and I always ask, what's your origin story? Which I just love that because it's a good reference for all of us that are in the space, right? For me, like, I started NerdFu with my buddy years ago. I had been out of like the whole nerd world until like 2012. I had just been working in corporate America doing my thing, and a buddy of mine hit me up and he's like, "Man, do you want to go to San Diego Comic-Con?" And I was like, "Wait, we can go?" I thought that was like an industry thing. I had no clue. And I said yes, and we went. And while we were there, I was just like, this is the world I've been missing. This is where I need to be. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm finding a way back in here. I want to be in this world. So he and I started a podcast and a business right after that called NerdFu. And for 4 years, we grinded weekly, every day, posting several times a day on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and recording the podcast, going to cons, like just doing anything we could to build it. And we built it. It was going. Unfortunately, Facebook algorithm and Twitter both did us dirty around the same time. And all of a sudden we went from getting 1 million views on some post on Facebook to getting 30,000 and then 3,000 and then nothing. Like it just overnight. We were actually making some money off of it, and it didn't really work out. But during all that, I fell in love with Funko. I started collecting pops, and there was so many boxes arriving at the door every day. It was ridiculous. I had to hide half of them from my wife. And then I lost my 9-to-5 job. I was working in corporate America doing social media. And I was like, you know what? There's only one place I want to work. And I'd put it down on a piece of paper, talk about making something happen. I wrote it down as I want to work at Funko. That's it. I started doing my own thing on the side when I didn't have that job. And I kept looking back at Funko. And then about 9 months later, which was pretty much my window of, I'm going to have to take a job at freaking Costco if nothing else comes up. I got to go, a job opened up at Funko, and I reached out to a buddy of mine who had worked there, who I'd got to know from going to the cons. And I said, "Can you put a word in for me?" He said, "Sure." 6 weeks later, I had sold my house in Houston, got rid of half of my stuff, packed a truck, moved across the country, and started in social media marketing for Funko. And part of my deal there was, when you come on, we know you did a podcast. We want a podcast here at Funko, so we want you to start it. And so I was like, yes, absolutely. And 2-3 weeks in, we had the equipment in place. We had an outline for the podcast. I had been brainstorming on it for weeks anyway. And we started recording. Me and these people I had been watching on social media thinking, oh, they're the coolest. Like, I love their job and I'd love to be hanging out. They became my best friends. And we got to hang out and do the podcast together. We went to the cons. We did live panels. Before long, they put me in the videos on our YouTube channel and stuff. And I got to host things. And it didn't take long. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I worked really hard to do the right thing at that job always. But for some reason, people resonated with me and got to know me real quickly. So when we would go to the cons, I did have like a little bit of micro celebrity where people would come up and be like, oh, man, we know you from the videos or we listen to the podcast. And it was always so much fun to be able to connect with people. And I was always like, I was you 6 months ago. Like, I totally get every bit of this. I understand where you're coming from. And I probably above anybody else there, I knew the product and the fandom and all the licenses and stuff. Like, I really knew, I realized quickly, I'm like, I know more than most of them do about what we're doing here. And again, not to try and brag or anything, but I realized I was on the right spot. That's where I'm going with that.
Yeah. You belonged right there.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I loved it. I loved I mean, sure, there were some really tough, long weeks and days. We would work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and then do a con Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 17, 18-hour days. Get on a plane, come back, be in butt in seat 8 a.m. on Monday morning, rinse and repeat. I mean, there were easily, one year we did like 17 cons. Yeah, it was insane. They told me when I first started, like, can you give up 4 weekends in a year? Because we have 4 cons. And that year we did like 12. But I loved it. And as often as possible, I would stop and go, I got to soak this in. Like, I'm at San Diego Comic-Con working in the Funko booth, being interviewed by Marvel, like, to talk on, like, I'm stopping to soak this in because it's never getting cooler than this. There's no way. And it didn't. And unfortunately, COVID came along and everything screeched to a halt. And Funko made the decision to basically get rid of the entire marketing team, sans a couple people who had to then do everything, because they thought they were going to be leading into a tumultuous time where they wouldn't be able to sell anything. People were going to be battening down the hatches and doing nothing. They were absolutely wrong. They did record business that year because everybody was at home buying off eBay and going into whatnot and watching Twitch streams. But they never.
When I got back into collecting,
see,
because I had maybe like 8 Funkos. And they were like in a box somewhere up in the attic. It like
all that spare cash you had.
Just
sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it was around that same time, and I'm like, I just, I know in the back of my head the streaming thing was going well. I was like, I'm remodeling this room to be a game, man cave, and like, so I started collecting kind of in my head with the idea of having, a bunch of Funko Pops in my background.
It was really a perfect storm for them. Like, if people got to keep their jobs or they were okay, they wanted something to occupy their time with. And collectibles, sports cards took a huge surge. Funko Pop collecting, streaming, of course.
Oh, yeah, streaming.
Unfortunately, I found myself without a job, and I was like, I got to do something. And I had many times before said the future is live streaming. When I would guest on podcasts or we would talk about it on the Funcast or something, I'd be like, given the option, I'm going to live streaming. And we even did some there. We would stream games. We played Fortnite as the Funcast crew, and we would have celebrities come on sometimes and join us and do some live streaming. And I was like, I love it. I want to learn more about it. Well, when was a better time? Thank God I had a good PC. I bought a nice mirrorless camera. I actually even did 2 lives for Funko. After they canned me, they were like, we need somebody to do a live stream for New York Comic-Con. Will you do it? So I'm sitting there in my room being Funko for them, broadcasting to 3,000-4,000 people as they all watched, and I gave away prizes and stuff. And I really thought, like, oh, I'm gonna get to go back. They're gonna bring us all back, and this thing will be over, and we'll be back in there in no time. Well, no, never got a call, nothing. They decided to go their own way. No hard feelings. I just wish it had gone differently. But I still am a Funko fanatic. You can see behind me, I got some stuff there, and I've gone into the NFTs just hook, line, and sinker. I haven't missed a drop of theirs. I have 200, 300 of the NFT pops now.
Wow.
And I've loved doing that. And I've gotten this is like my second master's degree by losing a job and then going into a new industry. I've gone into streaming and now learned so much about it. And God bless, luckily, I had a good audience of people who were Funko fanatics and fans of things I had done in the past, and they supported me on Twitch. So my first application for Twitch partner, after that 3-month debacle with Mixer and then a couple months with Twitch, my first application, I got approved for partner. I couldn't believe it. I literally just about cried when I got that email, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I've heard of people trying this for years and not getting in.
Yeah.
I can't believe it worked that well for me on shot one, but it did. It did. God sent me that. And the audience has been great, and we've had a blast, and I'm on 53 months of partner now. I think that's what it is when somebody subs up new. That's one of my OGs. When they resub, it's at 53 months of streaming on Twitch. It's just insane, and it's evolved a lot. I'm doing very different things now than I did when I started, and much less streaming. I only do like 2-3 days a week, but it's a good work-life balance for me in all the things that I'm occupying my time with now.
So do you is Twitch your full-time job, or do you have something else? Also,
it's one of my full-time jobs, but I don't have a job with anybody else. I'm not working for any companies right now. No, I have some partnerships occasionally that come up where I'll get an opportunity, but mostly for me now, it's Twitch streaming, NFT creation, selling my own NFTs and blends and things like that. And then I had literally a moving truck half full of pops and other collectibles when I moved from Texas, and then added to that while working at Funko. So my other job has been selling my collection. It pains me to have to do it, but yeah, I work on eBay getting my stuff posted, and I have a few people who buy regularly, and they turn around and do sales on like What Night and stuff, and I don't really want to do that, so I sell to them at a fair price, and they turn around and make a profit. And you know, I've gotten rid of some of my grails that I'd never wanted to get rid of, but I'm still holding on to quite a few of the ones that mean a lot to me. And you know, hopefully one day I can either reacquire those or get into something new. We'll see, but for right now, it's helping pay the bills.
So I gotta ask, because I know Bowler Dan has a massive basement. And how many Funko Pops do you have, Bowler Dan?
Only a couple hundred.
A couple hundred.
My wife says like,
what
where are you gonna put all those?
What kind of range do you have there, Sully?
Oh, 2,000-3,000.
Yeah,
still probably.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I got out of control, but I did it at the right time. Like in 2012, 2013, 2014, when I was running Nerd Foo, I would buy one for me, one for the podcast for giveaways and stuff. Sometimes I'd go nuts and buy 4 or 5 of them, and that was the ones to buy. Like right now, you look back and those prices, you're looking minimum $200, $300, $500 for most of the stuff that came out then. There's no low prices. So I got really lucky, really blessed that I bought when I did, and that's funded my efforts now. So,
but I do have like almost 40,000 comics in my.
There you go. Now. Yeah, you got me beat there for sure.
I have 2 Funkos.
There you go.
They're both right there.
I thought he was raising his hand. He was literally pointing at the 2 pops.
Right there and there, yeah.
I love it. You got to start somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah. That's dangerous. Yeah, my wife bought me the I'm trying to think. Okay, so my first Funko Pop was Kratos from God of War.
Nice.
It could be, and only because they had the GameStop exclusive right next to it, where it was the Nightmare Kratos.
Yeah.
And the Nightmare Kratos looks so cool, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna not buy his twin. So I bought, those were my first 2 Funko Pops. I bought them at the same time at GameStop in South Lake, and those are my only ones for a long time. And then the Des Bryant came out, and I bought that one, and my wife for my birthday bought the Wakko from Animaniacs. And
oh, perfect.
There we go. That was the beginning of a collection that I didn't do anything with for a long time. But now I have, I'm getting closer to 200. Yeah, she's a big enabler, so it's no surprise.
All her fault.
Yep.
It's your
That's
fault.
a dangerous combo with a collector. You can't have those 2 together without things going wrong.
Yeah. I'm on my second comic book collection. I've got sports cards, boxes of them in the attic and stuff too. So
I'm the same way. A little bit of everything. I fall in and out of love with each of them at different times. Like I've been really fighting the urge to get back into sports cards lately because I watch so many break box videos and lives and stuff, and it just looks like so much fun. But man, that's a costly habit. So I'm like, I can't right now. Maybe one day.
A buddy of mine, we went in together and bought a collection of Funko Pops. About what was it? About 500 pieces, I think it was, to sell on Whatnot. You mentioned Whatnot earlier.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for us so well. So
I mean, if you can build an audience on Whatnot, it's pretty good. But getting started is the challenge. That's why I decided, like, I'm going to let somebody who's already a pro at it handle selling and let them make a profit, and I'll take my cash and run. So.
Yeah, that was really tough. Very discouraging. I thought with a streaming background, and I thought we could do a lot more with it than we did. That's a tough racket.
Yeah, I'm mad. When I had left and Whatnot was first starting up to get it to be a big thing, a couple people reached out to me and they're like, Whatnot's interested in having you on their platform. Like, if you want to do something. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I could have been one of those OGs who had a huge audience, but I would much rather play video games and chill.
There's my Funko partner right there. Funko
nice. There's no hiding. It's in the name.
I know, right? That was by design. Speaking of the NFTs, that's a world that a lot of people don't know a lot about. It's kind of scary. The blockchain technology and all that kind of stuff. Like,
you want to talk about the future, you talk about blockchain.
Yeah, you're what interests me the most about when I talk to you about it is how positive you are about it. And I've seen a lot of other Funko creators, collectors start backing away from Funko. And part of it was around the time that they started dabbling in the NFTs and stuff. But you're very positive about it and very excited about it. Tell us about what you think about Funko NFTs and its successes, its pros and cons.
Yeah, for me, it goes back to, I actually started collecting e-tops back in the early 2000s. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but Topps actually started their own digital trading cards. You went on a platform, you would buy it. They were limited run. It was essentially an NFT, and they would hold it for you in a wallet that you could log into. But at any given time, if you wanted to, you could say, send me the card. And they would literally go to their vault, pull it, send it to you. And they would do stuff like, okay, here's the beginning of the season. Here's a player for each team. I bought Albert Pujols rookie card for next to nothing on there, and that skyrocketed to like $500 in no time. They would do like they're doing now through Topps and Fanatics, where if there was a big event, like somebody tossed a no-hitter, they would put out a card the next day to commemorate it. They'd only make like 1,000, 1,500 of them. I was scooping those up, and I instantly was in love with this idea of digital collectibles, right? I thought it was so cool. That slowly faded to nothing. I still can log into that account and see them, but they're worth like pennies now. And it looks like it was made in 1994, the website. But I love that idea. And then I got into things like, there's some really out there. There's one called Get Glue. It was a site that I got into when I started like in 2012 and got back into all this, where you could log in while watching a TV show or a movie. And if you watched it at the right time, they would give you a digital collectible that looked like a circle with like a commemorative thing for the show. Like I collected all the Firefly ones and Battlestar Galactica and Breaking Bad. And like that was another form of kind of like an NFT, but they never knew what to do with it. They never knew where to take it next, right? So when NFTs came along, I was already streaming for a little while, and a friend of mine said, hey, are you getting into this NFT thing? And I literally went from, I didn't know what she meant, to reading about it, and then Funko announcing literally like a month later they were getting into the space. And I'm like, I told my audience as soon as that came up on Twitch, I was like, I want to know everything about this. This is for me. This was built for me. I don't care about all this hate and anger that's out in the world. Let those people go, into a dark corner and scream at themselves. That's fine. We're going to learn this together. So if you want to be on the ride with me, let's go. Help me learn too. So I would, on stream, we would read about it. I would crack packs. We'd go on the blockchain and look and see what it was doing on Atomic Hub. We learned about nifty blocks and blending. And then around that same time, I was like, look, the best way for me to learn, aside from talking with everybody, is actually producing some of my own stuff. Like, I have a little bit of an art background. I could draw more than a stick figure. So I was like, let's jump in and do some stuff. So I started my own collection called Nerds Unite, and started making NFTs based on my logo. And then we got into some other, I tried different things working with other artists who created things for me. And then eventually landed on my brand, Nerds Unite, is the thing. So I take my logo, and every week on Tuesdays, I give away a free NFT on my stream that's usually modeled or inspired by what it is that Funko's dropping. So, AKA, we got Beetlejuice coming up on Tuesday. They're doing that drop. I'm going to have a Beetlejuice inspired Nerd Unite NFT I'll give out for free. And that came about because I wanted people to be able to learn. And you're not going to learn if you're throwing $5, $10 at the wall and nothing's happening. It's frustrating, right? But if you get a free thing in your wallet and you can turn around and sell that on the blockchain if you want, or keep it, or learn from me and do a blend and get something even cooler, there's a process by which to learn. And so I've been doing that for 3.5, 4 years, educating people on NFTs. I am the only person that live streams the Funko drops and educates people. They've never done their own content creation. Some people have recorded YouTube videos and walk you through it, but they can't answer your questions live. So I've been doing that for Funko without much respect from them, honestly, much love from them. But I'm doing it and I'm helping people because I like helping people, and two, I want to see it succeed because I have 13,000 Funko NFTs now, give or take.
Yeah,
I forget what number I'm at. Plus,
I have one.
That's a lot.
there you go.
I have one.
Again, like Moose, you got to start somewhere, right?
And I will say,
Are you going to tell me that
I was-
I can buy stuff and not have to keep it in my house?
See? My wife would
All right, I gotta sign
applaud.
off. I gotta see you guys later.
I got stuff to do all of a
I
sudden.
gotta go.
I was super excited about the NFT thing when I heard about it, and it was the drop where I found out about them was the Teen Titans Go.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was the drop, and I was like, why haven't I heard about this before? This is so cool. And my buddy Funko Nate, he's like, I don't know, and I'm like, I'm gonna try it out.
He was in a dark corner screaming.
No. He was just not, like a lot of people are like, I don't really understand NFTs. Nah, I'll stick to the regular pops, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I bought I think I bought 2 packs of the premium packs. And the first one I opened had a redeemable.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm hooked. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. And it took a long time to get it, but it's my one. I should have pulled it out of the pile.
I could see the black boxes back there. I could see
Well,
definitely
no, those
NFT
are
boxes.
the Funko Fusion.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I always preface anything I say about this as I'm not bad mouthing Funko or Drop. It's so tough coming from that background and knowing not only the company but the people involved and what I could have brought to it had I still been there when it was going. I guarantee if we'd live streamed and talked about this and actually marketed the NFTs in the right way, there would have been some backlash, but I think it would have done really well. But Funko, unfortunately, just doesn't have the people or the bandwidth now. So they make the product and you put it out there, but the marketing is pretty minimal. Here's an image. Here's a voiceover. Grab the things. Nobody's walking through what a royalty set is or how to buy packs or why you want to buy certain packs or when the snapshot happens, what a snapshot is, when you have to turn in your coins, how to do. There's all these things that nobody's talking about. And I fill that void. But it's very rare that anybody actually comes by the stream that's like, oh, hey, I've heard about these. I'm totally open to the idea. Give me the knowledge. We get like one person every couple weeks that might come by that's ready to really accept it. And it's unfortunate because the second part of this long-winded answer I'm giving you is Funko was a collectibles company. They started as a toy company, became a collectibles company. For Funko Fun Days, for San Diego Comic-Con, for Hot Topic exclusives, they made limited edition products that we sought after because not only was it going to fill that void, that nostalgia that we wanted from the things we collected as a kid or the things that we loved and were passionate about, but it then turned to a toy company. They stopped making them limited. They mass produced them. They made them for everything. And it's a business. They're a public business. They have to do it. They got to keep that stock value up. I totally get it. But they lost that really cool, these hard to find ones, except for maybe Funko Fun Days every year. And then the NFTs came along. And finally, I started seeing the stickers of 2,200, 1,500, 1,800 pieces, like the old, if you went on Funko Shop back in the day, you would buy, it'd be 2,000 pieces and immediately be on eBay for 150 bucks.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, here we go again. Like, I know these numbers we're going to cook. This is going to do so good. And then it did good. And then it didn't. It still appalls me that I've got like a Minnie Mouse in my collection that literally only 460, 470 were ever produced from the NFT and sent out because they burned so many. And it's worth like $100. That should be a $750 to $1,000 pop. But the community at large has decided that the NFT pops are not, they're not the collectibles that they wanted, and have kind of turned their back on it.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
I think my Aqualad
so
his PPG got like $40.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that. If you compare the numbers of the quantities of those, and some of them are even Freddy Funko as, which is essentially the exact same model that they have for Funko Fun Days. Why is it that a royalty that's 1,500 pieces of Freddy as something is not equivalent to the value of Freddy as something 1,500 pieces from Funko Fun Days? It just makes zero sense to me. I'm still holding out for the long haul. I joke all the time that this is my, over here, I'll move the camera. This is my credentials and my resume. All the ones that I've collected, those go 2-3 deep. There's top to floor to ceiling. There's a whole other bookcase over here. And I'm holding because I keep hoping we're going to turn that corner and people are going to realize the only true collectibles anymore are the NFTs.
Yeah, unless it's really old.
Yeah. And I'm thinking maybe the old part comes into it, right? We're 3.5, almost 4 years into this. Those original turtles they've all been vaulted for a long time. Those first TMNT NFTs. And I've got a bunch of those. Those should be worth a boatload now. They're not worth what I would hope, but I'm hopeful that we'll get there because, and again, long-winded answer, so tell me to shut up at any time. But there's a whole generation of kids who are coming up who are perfectly okay and sometimes prefer digital collectibles over physical stuff. Given the option to a kid, do you want a $20 thing or do you want $20 in V-Bucks for Fortnite? What do they choose?
Right. Yeah, $20 for Fortnite.
I won't answer
Absolutely.
that question
V-Bucks.
Right?
We don't want to compare skin collections either tonight on Fortnite. We've done that too many times before. We don't want to talk about
I feel strongly there's a chance, a strong chance it's going to be okay, and we're going to go in this direction. But the acronym NFT scares off too many people. We've got a new guy in our community called Cam No, a streamer here on Twitch, and he comes in, he calls them digital assets. He never says NFT, and he's been able to onboard hundreds of people in a short amount of time because of the words he's choosing and the way he's educating people. And that seems to be the trick, right?
Smart. I like that.
Guy's doing a great job for all of us.
Nobody knows what a non-fungible token is.
Yeah.
Moose has said many times that if they would start, if say Fortnite, for example, would convert all the skins and all the item shop items into NFTs, and you can start a marketplace where you could start trading them, and like, oh my God, the groundwork is there. I don't, and a company like Fortnite, we've discussed it before. How have they not started? I mean, to think,
those discussions have taken place because they're making so much money, but they could make so much more.
There's no way we're having that first discussion,
exactly. Yeah, I've been talking about that since the beginning, and I think the thing that'll put it over the hump and will make NFTs more mainstream and more popular is when the first real AAA video game title makes that change, and it's a smart change. Like Funko Fusion could have been that. Funko Fusion could have been, these are NFTs. And guess what? You can even bring in the NFTs you already own as skins into the game. That would have been a huge crossover, but I can only imagine the programming and the time to make that tie-in was more than they wanted to chew on,
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think GTA 6 is gonna blow a lot of.
It could. I've heard mixed reviews on that though, because apparently they're using crypto in the game, but I think it's just poking fun at crypto. I think it's just an in-game thing, and it won't be actual crypto. I've read a couple articles on this, so it could go one of two ways real quick.
Because I've looked a few times to try to figure out. I'm like, oh well, who are they working with? Are they like, what company are they working with? And everything. I can't find a damn thing about.
Yeah. If they announce tomorrow the coin we're using is going to be called GTA coin and it goes on sale, it would be like the biggest stock market rush ever, the biggest IPO.
Exactly.
We'd all want to buy a chunk just to see what happens.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I think I've played that game like once. I'd still jump in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Fortnite is the one most positioned right now to really make a run at it. And Epic owns Fortnite and Rocket League and Fall Guys, and we all have skins and different things in those games that man, I mean, Rocket League had a really good secondary market thing for a while because they had a way for you to transfer a skin over to somebody else. So like I pulled a white Octane one time and somebody offered me $200 for it. I'm like, what? I can make $200 for selling this car skin? I didn't, because I thought I'll hold on to it and it'll be worth $500. I was wrong, but
now you can't trade it at all.
Yeah, they shut it down because they didn't control it. But if they controlled it and they got 10% of every sale, which is what happens when Funko sells, when an NFT sells on the secondary market, Funko gets 10% of that sale, even if it changes hands 15 times. They still get 10% every time.
Trying to figure out how to control that.
Oh, I'm sure
they're going to re-release.
Gotta be.
They're dumb not to. Honestly,
yeah, that and I hear that as a rocket racer, that I hear the complaint about Rocket League all the time about them shutting down that secondary market, and a lot of people, it's weird because rocket racing gets a lot of hate from the Rocket League community because they blame the development of that game on why their game stopped developing.
It's possible.
And why they took away stuff. And, you know, there's a lot of, that's a very popular opinion in the Rocket League community, is blaming the Epic and for walking away from Rocket League the way they did.
The community is toxic anyway.
It's a tough community. Yeah,
I have been having a lot of fun in Rocket League lately, though. But,
I love the game. I just wish I wasn't so bad at it.
Now,
like most games, it's best played with your community of friends that you already know. That's when you have the most fun. Yeah.
Now, doesn't Blizzard allow that with like World of Warcraft, like selling stuff and in Diablo and
used
stuff?
And Counter-Strike back in the day. Yeah, those used to be actual secondary markets, and that was a big deal. Yeah, I don't know what that state of that is now.
I think right now everything is just all these little projects here and there. They're all just trials, right? They're all the beta version. What works, what doesn't work, and you know, 2-3 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it'll come out and it'll just be completely normal and it'll work. Everything will click. It'll be great.
I think at some point it only makes sense, because think about how much money people that have been playing Fortnite for 7-8 years now, how much money they've sunk into that game. Eventually,
I don't want to look. I don't want to figure that out.
Well, none of us do. None of us do. And I know I'm not the only one that says it. That like now I'm like, I can't spend that much money on it anymore. Yeah. Because it's like, at what point do you start slowing it down and and drawing a line? Because it's like, this game has cost me thousands of dollars. Like,
yeah. Well, we step out and the next generation step in.
Don't listen, Lobster.
But
that's a problem. It's a pit, right?
For it to keep going, they're gonna have to let me take some of that money back out. Or I'm gonna be done contributing, putting in. And the longer it goes, the more people are gonna start to feel that way.
I wonder what their daily sales are compared to what they once were. I don't think they're doing nearly as well. So maybe those conversations have all been like, when it gets bad, then we'll do this.
Well, it feels like they just, well, let's just jump into this money-making collab. You know, they got the deal with Disney now. So it really feels like, I always said, when they get real desperate, you'll know, because they'll re-release the first map. They just did that, So it's like, slowly but surely they're giving the people what the people want, but they're holding back as long as they can. And then like, okay, let's go ahead and drop it in there and see how much money we can make now they've been asking for it for 5 years. You know,
I mean, they took the crown from somebody else when they came into the scene, and eventually that'll get handed off to somebody else. There's games in development, like there's a new one called Off the Grid. Have you guys seen this? Tim the Tap Man played it, and it's got NFTs in it. You literally go into the game, you open a crate, you find it, you take it to a supply point and get it out of the game, and then when you're done, you actually have an NFT that you can go to their secondary market, or you can equip as a skin on your player. Like, they built it with this in mind, and they've been working on it for 3 or 4 years. I played a few games of it. It's fast-paced Call of Duty. It's even faster than Call of Duty. It's a little much for me, but I love that concept, and I'll play just to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I can't play it. The colors and stuff, I can't see anybody get killed in.
Right? Yeah, it's rough.
That's why I play Fortnite, because it's the colors are
the
easier
good colors.
to see. Yeah.
Desperate to keep us old folks around, and that's why Snoop and Eminem are in the shop. Yeah, works.
Yeah.
We're the ones with the money, you know.
Yeah,
the kids don't have any money.
No.
Yeah, we're the ones footing the bill right now for this game.
Yeah, I'm glad my stepdaughter's not into playing Fortnite, because I don't want to be buying V-Bucks all the time. But at the same time, I would love to play Fortnite with her. So who knows? One day.
Yeah,
that's how I get. I play with my kids. So.
Listen, I don't want to go too long without shouting out something special that you're doing this weekend. So let me bring up this video real quick, and we'll play it as kind of an intro into this, a segue into this subject real quick, and then you can tell us a little bit more about it in detail.
All right.
No volume.
What? No volume?
Nope.
At least I'm not freezing there.
Oh yeah, because I have to check a box to get the volume. Sorry.
Check the box and then try again.
I could have voiceovered. Why didn't I voiceover?
Wouldn't
that have been impressive?
How many takes did it take you to do this?
Like Beyond the Streams.
6 or 7. I hate editing, so it's like get it all in one shot or not at all.
Yes, perfect. Love it.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sully, and I'm with Nerds Unite. We're streaming all weekend long, November 8th through November 10th, to raise money for Extra Life, benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Every dollar raised goes to help the kids and their families, and we need your help to hit our goal of $50,000. We're streaming all weekend, 8 different streamers on Twitch with games, giveaways, and more. And on every stream, we've got some unique options and opportunities for you to donate, get involved, and maybe even win some awesome prizes. We've got partners like Turtle Beach, Butts on Things, Evil's Toy Lair, Display Geek, $7 a pop, and more. Come by anytime and jump in the fun. We'd love to have you. It's all for the kids. Nerds Unite.
Do you have like all those toys just sitting next to you? You can just like pick them up all the time and just.
Oh yeah, right now I'm just sitting in the middle of a pile. I always say that outside of this square, it's a disaster. You never want to see it. Literally, this room, I just take a shovel every once in a while and move it all to the corner. So Extra Life is it came out of COVID actually for us. I did this in 2005 with Nerd Foo. We did a whole stream 24-hour marathon. We raised a few $1,000s, and I brought that up when somebody mentioned Extra Life in the November, the first year that I was streaming, and they usually have their big game day in November, and the whole crew was like, "Do it." I'm like, "Well, there's not enough time to prep and do this year." They're like, "No, do it. We'll support you." Okay, so in a matter of like 2-3 weeks, we pulled it together. We did 24 hours of streaming and raised $49,000 for Extra Life. I couldn't believe. I literally cried at the end. I was like, I cannot believe that. I was hoping 4,900, and it just kept going. Such an awesome community with all those amazing folks in Nerds Unite. And so it's become an annual thing. And this is our 5th year. That's why there's a 5 in the logo for everything I designed this year. And every year we've done really well. Last year kind of tailed off a little, but I think that's just the state of affairs for everybody and income and the economy and whatnot. So, but we're still pushing forward. And again, like that video said, we have a bunch of really good partners. I totaled it up on stream. It's not even done. I still got stuff to add. We're over $6,300 in prizes and items I'm putting up for auction. That we'll be giving those prizes away. At least $3,000-4,000 out of prizes we're giving to people who donate. So you come by the stream over the weekend, donate $10 or more, you're eligible to win some prizes, and that can be anything from Turtle Beach to Funko Pops to, we got all kinds of stuff. I'd probably 50 to 100 different prizes I'll be shipping out when all's said and done. And those companies are ones that we've worked with almost every year. They see the value and the benefit in supporting us and giving us stuff like Turtle Beach. I mean, they gave us $1,500 worth of stuff this year, and all it took was one email to go, you in again? Wow. And they're like, yes, do it. So,
oh, wow. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's, thank God. Luckily, I met some good people while I was working at Funko, and I always took those connections and put them to the side and said, one day when the time's right, I'll reach out. And then I did, and it was for something that was good. You know, doing something good, like Extra Life is benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So kids who need surgeries or medicine or whatever, they help them and their families. So if they got to go across the country, have a surgery, it helps pay for room and board while the family's there for the kid to have the surgery. It's just such a good cause that I don't want it's something I look forward to every year, and I feel so fulfilled in doing it. I don't want to miss it at this point. Even if I had to take on a full-time job, I'd be like, November, you're not going to see me much. Yeah, because I got to focus on something that does good for my soul and for others.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's real cool. I had heard of Extra Life before, but I didn't know a whole lot about them. But I've definitely heard of it. It's been around for a while, right?
Yeah, since 2008 was the first year that they started running. It's a division at Children's Miracle Network hospitals, but I think they saw gaming is getting to be a big thing. Twitch is up and coming. This live streaming thing. Could we use this as a fundraising? And boy, could they? 120 something million dollars to date.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really cool.
And so anybody watching, come on by all weekend long. Be hanging out. Don't have to donate much, or you can not donate at all. You can just help spread the word. I mean, if you got Twitter, you can do something without spending a dime.
Right. And there's how many streamers involved in the weekend project?
We've got eight streamers in total. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm taking 2 chunks of streaming today. Then tomorrow, I'm not streaming at all. The rest of the team's picked up all those hours, which is great. I'll still be working, and I'll still be in the streams. But then Sunday, I wrap things up with our final stretch. But the fundraising actually goes on through the end of the year. We won't have our total number of how much is raised until probably mid-December, because we're doing so many other things on the side. Like every year, I've made and sold stickers with our logo. So I get these made up, and then I hand number them and sell them. Got different variations of the sticker. There's their holographic for this year. And then we got merch.
Loves stickers.
Oh, yeah. Stickers have done really well for me over the years. And then like the merch, got the hats, the shirt, got the coffee mug, beanies, all kinds of stuff with our logo on this year. I'm working with a company called Printful. It's all print on demand. So anybody wants anything, they can pick their color of shirt. They can pick their hat, whatever. They even do embroidery on demand. So it's nice hats.
Now, how comfortable is that hat? Is that like one of the 47 hats? Or
this is like a flex fit.
Flex fit. Okay.
Yeah, I can't do the flat brim hats. It just doesn't work with my head.
No, I hate those.
Yeah, some people love them. You like a dad hat or a flex fit. Well, I have the flex fit ones up for sale for this, and you can choose from like 4 colors. That the logo would look really good on. Like, it's like supposed to be navy, but it looks black. But they have some color options, and the shirts anything from white, black, navy. And their quality's good. I pick them as a streamer. I've been looking for a solution for years, but I used to work in printing, so I'm a little more finicky than some people. And I looked at how they run as an organization, and they only print out of their facilities. They don't ever farm it out to some ma and pa shop in middle of nowhere. So they stand by their product, and everything I've gotten from them is really good. So
you've done a lot.
I stay busy. Yeah. I stay busy. I knew if I'm going to work on my own or for myself, I can't be slacking. I want to do good, but I also want to make a living, and you got to hustle. If I'm going to be successful, I got to. Or at some point, I'm going to have to say, you know what, I've got to go to work for somebody else, and at least I gave it a run. But what
you say earlier? Costco? Costco?
Yeah, I'll do Costco. That's a good company to work for, from what I can tell. I mention it not as a dig, but that's where I'd go.
Yeah,
you buy those gold bars, right? Get an employee discount on those gold bars, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Employee discount.
I mean, I may have worked for companies, but I'm 12 years into this podcasting, live streaming, pop culture community, and it is home. I couldn't imagine having to do anything else. If I had to go to work for Costco, it wouldn't be my choice, but at least it would be a good company. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And you're multifaceted too. You're not just live streaming. You're not just selling collectibles, or you're not just like you're kind of attacking multiple things from multiple angles too. So
yeah, I get bored. I mean, I've never been diagnosed with ADD or anything, but there's a real good chance that I have it.
We're all a little bit,
right? I get bored. The first company I worked for out of college was a printing company. I was there almost 12 years, and in the time I was there, this was a huge facility. We had like 300 employees there. I worked in every single department. And they ended up making me they called it a floater, not a great description for a job. They called me a floater because I could literally, they'd be like, somebody's out today in signs, go print billboards. And then the next day, oh, the guy who does business cards is gone, go do his job. And then I was always doing something different. And I could run every machine in the building because I needed to continually try new things and learn new things in order to not get so bored that I was, just dreading coming into work every day. And I guess that's what it's been like in COVID for me too. Play new video games, do new podcasts, streaming, art, stickers, shirts. Like I'm just all over the board.
I can relate to this in so many ways. This is awesome. I'm like the Wish version of you.
Oh man, it's both the best and worst thing I've ever heard. Oh my god.
Oh, seriously, like it's I all the graphics that are on our streams and stuff, like most of that stuff I've created.
He does so much stuff.
Yeah,
he's amazing. Wakko does a lot of work.
And you were talking, it's funny because you were talking about earlier how you're the only person that does these the Funko NFT drops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've actually done the stream with opening those packs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so there's two. Sorry, I didn't give you the credit due. There's two of us.
You and me,
well,
Yeah.
Take that, Funko. You need to do. You need to teach Wakko how to make NFTs.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about.
I would like to learn myself. I would like to know how you do it.
I mean,
honestly, I could give you a master class on it now. I've done it for long enough now, and experimented with a bunch of different ways to go about things. But at the same time, I've stayed in the comfortable little space of Wax, the Wax community. There's all these people out there on Ethereum and Polygon and all these other networks, and I'm like, I don't want to venture out. I like my little corner of the farm. I want to stay over here on Wax. So there's still a lot to learn, but I think that's the best community as far as the quality of people and the community. There's a lot of really nice people in the Wax space, and we've found them through, I mentioned earlier before we started, Twitchy Tides. A buddy of mine, Pop Paragon, started the game Twitchy Tides and has really brought people together for the first time in years in a new way. And it's a game you can play on Twitch streams and give away NFTs. So all the more reason for you to learn how to make yours. Y'all could play games with your community and give away stuff. It's been great. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I've already got that on my to-do list, is to check with you and learn more about the Twitchy Tides thing, because I'm very interested in it.
Absolutely, me too.
In the shoot, you touched on it a second ago. I totally lost my train of thought.
It's all right. I've done it a couple times today and then faked it really well to come out of it.
I was really intent on asking you this question, and I just
was it about Wax?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Very good guess. So because not hardly anybody watching this is going to know.
Yeah.
Wax. What is it? What is Wax and Wax community? You're a Wax ambassador. So what does that even mean?
So Wax is just one of the blockchains. They all essentially are the same idea, that there are digital assets, let's go the CAMNO route, that can be minted on there. And so you can watch every single thing that's done with a template or an NFT to see who owned it, where it went, when it was made, when it was destroyed, every little thing. Imagine if a Funko Pop, if you could pick it up off a shelf and look at the back, and it would say this pop was created in a factory in China on this date, and then first owned by this person, and then this person, and then this person, all the way through to your collection. Wouldn't that be fascinating to see the history of a pop, right? I think we'd all love that. And then to know, of this pop, there were exactly 11,230 made, and to date, there are only 6,000 in good condition. The rest have been damaged or destroyed or whatever. That would be amazing stuff to have, right? Well, that's what a blockchain is. right? A lot of people hear, and they hear the term NFT or blockchain and they shut off because they're like, this is, I don't know, it sounds like space age crap. AI is going to take over, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a really good mechanism for tracking what's going on with something, right? So as an artist, I create my art and I go out and I make a template and I can decide, are there going to be one of these or 10 or 10,000? And then I mint those. So like making a whole bunch of copies and I sell them in whatever, whether in packs or individually or whatever. And I can track all that and we can do fun things with them afterwards, like blending or crafting, or those are all like 400 level classes when you get to that point. But it starts simple.
I'm at
like
101. 101.
Yeah, there you go. You bought a Funko pack.
You
opened it. You got your NFTs. You got your one physical pop. Do you even know about royalty sets? Like, there's a thing that Wakko. There you go. See, you're already on your way. Just got to put more time into it.
Yeah, I really do. I feel like I ask you questions in your streams, and I'm like, I got the answer, and then I don't do anything with that answer. I need to take that next step and do what you tell me to do. I did that today, though. I created.
Yeah, you got your wallet.
I got my wax wallet. So
that's awesome. I've got people who watch the stream for 3-4 years, and then the one license will come up. They'll be like, "Oh, I've been waiting on Beetlejuice, man. Like, okay, I'm in. Now I'm gonna buy." What were all the things you told us? Like, you've been there. You've been there for all the hours. They've got a little bit of the idea, but until you get hands in the clay, you don't really learn.
That's why when I found out about the NFTs, I told my buddy Nate, I was like, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna see what happens. It's $30 for a pack. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens.
Ooh, I do have a wax. I already have a wax wallet too.
There you go. You're one step closer, Dan.
What's the site?
You're just as far as I.
So if you're going to start a wallet, you go to mycloudwallet.com, and that's where you can build your first wax wallet. And then from there, like, the sky's the limit. There's so many projects you can get into to collect. But there's the safe route. You come by my stream, plug for my stream. You come by my stream, and literally we walk you through, like, here's how you play Twitchy Ties. Here's how you get in on a Funko drop. Here's how you complete a royalty. All those things. And everybody in there is willing to help. And the motto Nerds Unite comes from a positive place of we want to help each other, lift each other up, and treat each other with kindness. Somebody comes by my stream and starts telling somebody they're stupid because they asked a question too many times. Well, then they don't get to play in the stream anymore. We don't play around with that. I keep it. I'm really careful about who we allow in the streams, and if they don't play nice, they don't get to stay.
Yeah, that's
soup for you.
I've also noticed that your chat's very when we were talking about the wax wallet today, obviously you had a ton going on. I think I had 3 of your mods whisper to me,
nice.
Let me know if you can help, if I can help or whatever. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah, very, very helpful community that's in there quite often.
Yeah, they don't want to see Mully come out. My alter ego that has to break down, just like really drop the hammer on somebody when they start acting a fool, comes out every once in a while. I even have an emote for it, and they'll drop it in chat, and I'll be like, okay, I went too far. Mully, go away. But I take it seriously,
great. That's great. Yeah. No, it is. It's confusing because it's a completely foreign concept to most people. Like the whole blockchain technology. Like that's why I knew Moose was going to be excited about having you on too, because
I think people don't understand how big this is going to be and how it's been going on for years, setting everything up in the background just so that you can switch everything over to everything's digital.
Yeah. I mean, I started the story when you asked about my getting into NFTs, not with what's happened in the last 5 years, but what happened 20 years ago with e-tops. We've been getting conditioned for this, if you will, or educated. And to talk about next generations, I found out something that just blew my mind. In the game Roblox, which I think Minecraft and Roblox are 2 of the best-selling games of all time, right? They've made the most money.
So, yeah.
Roblox has a thing in there called NFTs. It doesn't stand for any non-fungible anything. It stands for not for trade. But it's a digital thing with NFT written on it in front of a kid's face. And they see that for years. And then they get into this world of NFTs. They're not going to be scared of it. They're going to be like, oh, I get this. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want this. That's going to do well. And then we're going to be looking at them going, wait, what should I buy next?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's that
it's going to happen.
Predictive programming or whatever. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's coming.
No,
we're just ahead of the curve right now.
Kind
We're
of
still
sounds like
very much at the
brainwashing,
beginning,
but whatever. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Roblox and Epic Games and Minecraft, man, these guys can be so influential on this stuff. I'm very curious to see who really attacks it hard successfully, because it's going to happen anytime now.
Oh yeah, I think it's bubbling up. Like there's stuff happening in the background, like those conversations we joked about earlier. Those were had 3 years ago, and companies have been working towards how can we get this out there without scaring everybody away. Funko, luckily, the way Brian, the former CEO of Funko, operated was fire the name in a lot of things, and it worked for him for years. He built $1 billion business out of it, right? And with NFTs, he read about them, said, "This is cool. We can do this. Make it happen." And they went public, or they went live with it in months, where other companies are still piddling around trying to figure it out. And I think it's taken a few years for it to really find its stride in the quality of the NFTs and the pops that they make. But I think it's getting better all the time, and that team seems to take it very seriously, the feedback and things for Funko and Drop. And it seems like they're going to be around for a while, based on the commentary. Like, this is what's coming. These are the changes we're making to the platform. Like, I don't think they're going anywhere. So
you think Funko, they got too much negativity out of it to where they drew back? Because I feel like it's not very well advertised. Like they don't make it well known that they're into this.
They never really back down. They've been very consistent, with sans a couple of small breaks of like a month over the last 4 years. That's not significant, right? I think the problem is they have a good product. They bought Drop. That was a company that existed already, or Token Head, and they brought it into Funko, and they left that team to do their thing. They're still doing their thing, right? Funko, I can tell, has hands in it, but not too bad. But they didn't have the people or the bandwidth to market it correctly. Like when I would, and again, I don't want to toot my own horn. I'm not saying we're the reason for Funko's success, but when I was there on the marketing team, and we were the Funko Funcast, and we were the people in the videos, and we were the people at the cons and running panels, we were the glue between a big $1 billion company and the fans. It was one of the only times, like, how many companies do you follow and listen to their podcast or watch their videos or whatever? And you're like, I'm invested in these people that are in this video. It doesn't come up very often, right? Jake from State Farm, might be an exception, right? We love Jake, but I'm kidding. But we were that glue, and that glue is gone. They don't have that now, and they have never tried to bring back that team. I think they moved on from us, but they've never found anybody to replace us either. There's nobody doing this stuff. Sans Mike Becker, who was there doing some videos, but he's not an NFT guy. That wasn't his thing. But they're missing that glue. And despite me making every option and call and raising my hands and talking about it on stream to be that guy, they're not interested. So they're missing out on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, their choice, I guess.
I mean, I feel like I got pretty heavy into the Funko scene when I started collecting again. I don't have a ton of money to spend on it, but I feel like I'm one of those people that likes to consume. I follow all the pages, I follow all the socials, whatever. Yeah. And like I said, I had to find out about the NFTs through somebody else. Like, I think it was a Whatnot streamer. It was a Whatnot streamer that had the Eradicator Superman from the DC. The redeemable from that first DC series. And I was like, what is that? I just thought the box was so cool, and it said Pop Digital, and it was numbered, and I was like, what is that? I have to have that. Yeah. And of course, then he told me it was $150, and I was out. But yeah, it just sparked my interest. So I was like, what are you talking about? NFTs? I've never, I know what NFTs are through Moose, but I had no idea that Funko was into them.
We just need 10,000 more of you to get into the space with those same kind of feelings, and it could take off. We just need some more people.
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. They need to advertise it.
Yeah. Again, not bad mouthing them. I wish I could be that person to do it for them because I got plans galore in my head that my streams all heard about. They're like, Sully, we get it. You have the solution to fix all this. You're not getting the chance to just shut up about it. But I really would love to see it just take off and be like, I mean, it's got to be making money for them. I've done the rough math on my stream before. They're making money off these NFTs, especially when a drop sells out $1 million worth of packs. And then they do it again 2 weeks later. They're not all wins. But I think they're making money enough to continue with it. And
I've seen them burning a lot of packs lately in the last several drops, but
depends on the drop.
I've seen lots of them sell out too.
Yeah, that's a weird
for me
choice they make too.
Is spending, you know, whatever it is that I've spent, a couple $100 on the packs that I've got or whatever, and seeing that my collection on drop is worth everything that I have is worth $5.
Well, not to prolong our conversation because I don't know when you guys want to cut out of here. I'm in no rush for the next half hour or whatever. But they've got a new thing coming called Drop Arcade, and they've revealed almost no information about it. But their whole play is we're going to make all those NFTs you're holding on to worth something again. And they've hinted at a leaderboard that would come up every so often based on question marks. We don't know what yet. And will get you the opportunity to get new physical Funko Pops, new molds that have not been a part of any of the previous drops. And when I met the guys at Drop at San Diego Comic-Con, I talked to them. I was like, tell me about Drop Arcade. And they're like, wait, no, don't tell me anything because I'll accidentally say it on air. And they're like, fair, okay. And then at the end, one of the guys like listening to me talk, and I said, well, I've got 12, 13,000 NFTs. He looked at me and he goes, you're going to do well in Drop Arcade. And that was it. That's all I got, right? And we hadn't had any updates until last week. And they're like, guys, we had to make some changes to Drop that came up because of our payment processor. That took priority. But Drop Arcade is still very much in the works. And we've already got the first 3 games, I guess, of Drop Arcade ready to go, still coming soon. The day they drop that and explain it, I think the secondary market's going to blow up. So if you're holding on to some of those NFTs, all of a sudden one or several of them might be worth way more than they were the day before. We don't know enough details. I've been going out buying up a bunch of little extra cheap things when I have the opportunity, but I don't know what to buy. So I'm just kind of shotgun affecting it right now. But with 13,000, hopefully I got a few that overlap what I'm going to need for Drop Arcade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good. I think I got like 60.
I mean, you could have the 60 of the 60 that they say count. So you never know, right?
True, right?
We'll see. So. I'm excited about it. But because, again, they make 10% off every sale on that secondary market. So if all of a sudden all those NFTs that have been existing start changing hands again, how much money could they bring in off that? It could be huge for them.
Yeah. Ah, very interesting.
Right? Yeah, it's a whole world, like you said. One I can't shut up about. Sorry to hog y'all's airtime. I appreciate you guys having me on, and then I didn't let Moose and Bowler speak at all.
No, it's great information. Now I'm writing all my notes down and what I'm going to go buy and save all my space in my house.
Wallet. It's all good. It's all good.
I mean, it probably sounds like lip service to some people who haven't heard me speak before, but literally, you have any questions, anyone, come by the stream and ask, and we'll answer it for you. Somebody the other day said I must be one of the most patient people in the world because I'll answer the same question 2,000 times, and I will, because to you, if you come in and ask it, it may be the first time that you would ever ask it, and if I don't bother to help you, what good am I? Like, I'm just going to ignore you. You're going to go away. I want to help everybody, and if I'm not live, you can hit me up on Twitter. It's right there at CSSully. Tag me in a post and go, what's this? When's this happening? What's going on here? How do I complete a royalty set? What's a wax wallet? Like, I'll help.
But don't hit you up on Discord.
Yeah,
not Discord.
Discord. I heard that today.
Hang on,
dumpster fire.
We got before we move on to the memes of the month.
That's a segue.
Memes of the week. It's feeling more like a month now, right? But what is this? What is this Discord thing? Because I've heard it mentioned a few times. What's your disdain for Discord?
In short, because I have a lot of thoughts on this. I have a lot of thoughts on everything. But in short, I don't have a whole lot of time in my day because I'm so busy with so many things, and I love Twitter. Like, I go on Twitter, I can quickly scan and see what's going on in the world. I can post stuff out. Everybody can see it. That's it. A lot of these companies, including Funko, at one point moved to join our Discord to get information. Okay, I joined 120 Discords. I go in. So what your expectation of all these companies is I spend time going through every Discord every day to get information. You were delivering it to me before on Twitter, and I could just bask in the glory that was your information. Now I got to go seek it out. That's, to me, that doesn't make sense. I get having a small community of people that are all under the same thought or idea, and they spend a lot of time together in there. That's great. That makes sense. I really do. I give Discord a hard time, but that to me makes a lot of sense. My friend Priscilla, who makes Sune, her own character, and she does NFTs, she has a really good Discord group, and they love it in there. And I don't want to take away from that, but I don't understand the change in the way information is distributed, because it's no longer distributed there. It's something you have to seek out. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I definitely don't. Yeah, I definitely view Discord more as a community, like you said, like not Discord is where we go to hang out in between streams.
There you go.
When we're not working, when we're not hanging out with the family, when we're not
when we're working as well.
What? Sometimes, it's a lot of times when I'm working, but it's definitely. In fact, I brag about X for that exact same reason. Twitter, of course, I can't stop calling it Twitter either.
Same,
but I brag about it a lot, and it's not because I'm like this giant Elon Musk fan, but because it really is like the fastest place to get information. I mean, it's incredible how quickly you can go on there and search something and it's already there, no matter how recently it happened. Faster than Google, faster than Facebook, faster than Instagram. Like it's I love it for that.
Yeah. That's been my home for many years. I prefer it over all the other platforms. I
fell in love with it way back in the day for sports, because I felt like when trades happened or whatever, the news was you didn't have to worry about an ESPN reporter to go through a copywriter and go through his whatever to publish the story. You just got hot news, loved it.
Yeah,
and I've been there ever since. I've always bragged on it for that.
That's fine. I used to work in corporate America for a Fortune 500 company, and I did social media, and we would have to take every post in front of a legal review board. And they every time would be like, "Oh, you need to put more in this tweet." And like, you guys don't even understand Twitter. It's 120 characters. This was back in the day. They're like, "Put our legal mumbo jumbo at the end." I'm like, "No,
it won't." That will be the tweet.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't get it, and they were missing out on opportunities. But luckily, when I was at Funko, our boss there at the time was like, "Embrace it, run with it. I trust you until you make a mistake." We could tweet whatever we wanted, and we had fun with it. We would just put crazy stuff out there. One time we just tweeted a clown emoji and it got like 15,000 likes. That was it. Not in response to anything, just that's the tweet. We had so much fun with it.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the best ones are like Wendy's. Like,
oh, they're awesome.
Whoever runs that account is a genius.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's probably a team, but yeah, they're great. They're great. I love big corporate accounts that are humorous like that.
Yeah. They're a great example. Them and Moon Pies is another great one.
Moon Pies is good.
Yeah. Really good.
Customer support.
Yeah.
They have customer support, and then they just change their picture to whoever they want to reply as, and it is savage.
I love it. Have fun with it. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I don't want to keep you all night, so let's run through some memes here. Remember, Sully, you are going to pick out a winner on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paying attention.
We hate doing that. We hate picking out the winners.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll break some hearts. Let's go.
We run through them. So just enjoy them, and then we run through them again quickly, so you can remember which was your favorite one.
I think these are pretty calm. These are pretty tame. Sometimes we get some pretty wild ones. Some pretty not safe for work ones, but I think this week
mostly from his wife.
Yeah, that's true.
True story there.
Yeah, she's an interesting character.
They're usually the best ones.
That's what every woman loves to hear.
Wait, where's the shoe? Is it gonna fly across the room? Hold on.
You gonna get chocolate?
It's a shoe or a knife.
Her memes are the best. All right, here we go. The memes of the week. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Barbecue City.
We started off the month with a conversation about November rain because it's raining here, and that just turned into a request for Axl Rose memes.
Oh,
Poor Axel.
there's more. It looks the same. Oh man.
I mean, it's uncanny, right?
That's really crazy.
It's pretty close. Yeah, that's
What?
literally.
I'm literally the guy in the pic.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh man. Just no.
Nope.
You guys remember this game, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
great.
fun game. We should try to work that into my life again somehow.
Your wife will really love that.
Oh, she'll tell me to stop hitting the kids because
I think if there's any cat lovers in the audience, they understand this feeling all too well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Been
got to
there.
worry about that this year, Moose.
Yeah.
You got new
that's-
cats,
dog.
right?
I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
puppy
Polar's
now.
got new cats too.
Yeah, I get a new cat. We've already been talking about it. Like, how are we gonna handle that?
Good luck.
With
Maybe
a
you get
spray
lucky.
bottle. Spray bottle.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
the Juice World skin coming out at the end of the month,
Yeah.
so get ready for those lobbies. Can't wait to see this giant pair of tentacles.
The guys, what-
Got a hairy tentacles there.
Oh
Like,
boy.
That's a
So, like in South Park.
great-
Too good.
The wheelbarrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not just my dog, right?
No. Yeah.
Welcome home, cheater.
Cheater.
Mom and Dad say they don't like Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but you find their lightsaber and wood under the bed.
Oh boy. That's great.
It's good.
Here we go. That's what it felt like the last month, right?
Oh, it's been so nice.
100%.
Yeah, it's crazy how little I've seen the commercials too, man. It cannot be. Peanut White.
Poor Peanut.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
That's what we should have asked for. We should have asked for some peanut
memes. Yeah.
Please advise.
Oh man. It's gonna be tough to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all experienced that this week, right?
Oh, this is horrible.
Oh, this is my wife every day now. It
Yeah.
feels like it's 9 o'clock.
Seriously,
Freaking out.
I went from driving home from work in the daytime to now I drive home from work at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like overnight, it
Like
changed.
that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the purpose of this anymore?
This is stupid.
I actually prefer this time zone.
I'm the same.
I like this better.
Yep.
Oh, I like the other one.
I don't
better.
even have to set my alarm because I'll just wake up at the right time.
I have been all of a sudden waking up at 6 every morning just automatically.
Yeah, I got up at 7:15 today instead of 8:15.
I get up at 5.
I saw this one the other day. Like, what is going on in Idaho or what? I forget where.
No, no
That's
caption
just-
needed, right?
Oh my god.
really likes to vote, I guess.
Maybe there wasn't a pencil in that booth.
I'm
Yeah,
really not
what's-
even
what's he-
sure. Yeah, well, I'm not even sure what
What's
this
he
is
writing
supposed to be
with?
saying. It's just hilarious.
Well, they'll let anybody vote.
This was a good one. This one.
I told you it was hunting season, Doreen, but
Yeah.
no, we just had to visit your sister near the lake.
That's good.
I understand a couple of these, not
Yeah,
all of them.
this is a good one too. do believe this was a
Yes.
Chiefs win.
I got the
That's really good.
I got the it's but the flesh wound. Never give up.
Yeah, the people that say neep.
I need to go back and watch. I haven't watched a Monty Python movie in forever. I really need to go back and watch one.
I think it can only really do the Holy Grail.
That one's great.
Oh man, I lived this life. I remember those times.
When did you get the fancy ones? I don't remember that one. Mine were even worse.
We were the only generation that could successfully set a VCR too.
We didn't
no
have
kidding.
people channels.
Do you guys remember TV Guide? Like, is
Oh,
it
yeah.
still
Yeah.
around?
Yeah.
But
No, not
we
in
never
that
had
way.
them, but my grandma always did. My
Oh yeah,
grandmother
the little
always
books
bought
that look
them.
like the little journal
they-
size.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
had
They're like
stories
that
in
big,
there as
Uh-huh.
well as
It was like
Yeah.
the digital version of the guide. No,
Cheers and
it just-
Jeers. Was that one of the things? Cheers and Jeers, right?
We were too poor to have
That's,
TV Guide, so I'd
uh,
look at it at the grocery store, and that was the only chance I got to see it.
Something Digest.
Was that
what
Reader's
it?
Digest?
Reader's Digest was the.
Oh
Cheers
yeah, we had
and
those too.
I remember
Oh,
on
yeah.
Friends. I
I'm the
remember on
oldest of the bunch,
Friends,
just so you know, Sully. So
Chandler got TV Guide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chandler Bong or something like that.
Bing.
It came as a
Chandler
thing.
Bing.
Yeah, but Chandler
No,
Bong
but- no,
was
but
what
his-
his TV
his
Guide
TV
came in.
Guide
Oh
came in.
yeah, that's
it's
good.
That's why the girls missed
Chandler Bong or something. Yeah,
Chandler Bong.
that was good.
Too good.
There you go. Yeah.
My wife will tell
Lobster
you.
knows what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
she is definitely a big Friends fan.
Chandler Bong. I forgot about that. I used to rewatch the series all the time. I haven't watched it in years. I mean, there were some real good ones in there. Any criteria I'm supposed to vote on here, or just pick one?
No,
Just
just pick
pick.
one. Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you
yeah.
like.
You
I
want me to
mean, I had to
go
narrow it
through
down to
real
a
quick?
few. Wilson Phillips comes in a real good second place. I'm still holding on for that answer. But I got to go with Axl Rose and Goonies. That was my favorite. 'Cause Christ on a cracker, is that funny?
It was very uncanny. It's crazy.
That one was mine.
Good job. I mean, spot on. Let's make a Goonies remake and get them in there.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
heard they're
Reboot.
making one. I heard it's in talks or something.
It's been a rumor for a long time. I don't know if it's really going to happen or not, but I mean, everything that's old is new again, so I'd check it out.
There's a lot of
I-
that. There's a lot of that going on. We could spend all day talking about the movies and TV. We did that a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, actually.
Yeah, I listened to y'all's episode about all the retro.
Mhm.
I did not know the definition of retro truly. I had to ask my stepdaughter about that, and she also thought it was like 80s, which that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's how we started that episode off, wasn't it?
Mhm.
About the what retro actually meant, and it meant a lot of different things to a lot of us.
Yeah. It's very
different
interesting. That was a good
generations.
conversation. I enjoyed that.
So next year, which is a
Couple months.
month and a half away, 2 months. Year 2000 will be 25 years ago. Like that's
Oh my god!
It just doesn't register.
25 years ago.
Yeah, my
Mm-mm.
business is 25 years old in January. So
No, it doesn't click in here. 20 years ago was the 80s,
80s.
and will
Yeah.
always be the 80s.
Yes, yeah.
No,
30
easy.
years is 70s. Yeah.
But I've never felt more old.
I'm not
My
old.
wife and my stepdaughter constantly put me in my place. Just like, oh, you're such an old. I'm like, okay.
just
Well,
old.
everything is
No,
aging.
no other,
It's this
no other
right
now.
here.
Just old.
I'm stuck. Yeah.
Call me when you're a grandpa, okay?
Yeah. Well, I got a few years.
I have two. I have two.
Dang.
What happened?
Yeah.
That's not affordable. That's not affordable anymore.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You could say that
I
about
don't-
anything nowadays.
I don't think the kids are ever moving out, to be honest. I'm just
I'm
gonna have to
dreading
buy
I
this.
a
built an
bigger house.
apartment for my son, so he didn't have to.
Oh, you're ahead of it.
You, you
Dang.
can go over there.
Definitely take all our monies.
We're just gonna go back to like they used to do, where the grandparents all the way down to the grandkids live under one roof and share a bed, like in
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Well,
Willy Wonka.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
They share the bed.
the two sets of grandparents, head to face to head, or to
I'll be
toe.
looking for my golden ticket.
That's our only way out.
Yeah, I gotta get out.
But Elon will have the
golden
tour of the
ticket's not
factory.
over.
Oh man,
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love that. That'd be
that's
great.
good times. So, what's your remind us? What's your streaming schedule for the event?
So
You're
I
about
only
to-
have
you're
2
going
more
back live
streams left.
tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna be live here in about 35 minutes back on my stream. We're gonna have a casual hangout, recap some things, play some games, some Fortnite for sure, maybe some more Fall Guys, and I'm going till like 2 in the morning. Just because I used to do it every Friday, I would take a break as some friends of mine podcasted and start at 9, and I would go till I couldn't stream anymore, which was sometimes the sun coming up, playing Halo and stuff. But I can't do that anymore. So this is going to be like old time's sake. And then
That's
tomorrow,
what we used to do on Fridays.
That's what
Yeah,
it feels like when I play with these guys.
I'd pop a monster at 9 p.m., which was silly, but I did it. Then I don't stream at all tomorrow. The rest of the team is doing that, but I'll be in and out of those streams, hanging out with them and helping, answering questions and stuff. And then Sunday, we wrap it all up. We've got my friend Savage. She's going to stream from Second Union from 8 to noon, and then I'm noon to 4, which works great because I can catch the early football game, the Browns, got a little pause, and then I can watch my Texans play Sunday night. So it's perfect. But we'll be wrapping it up on Sunday, at least the big marathon weekend. But again, for anybody who might have been interested in the charity, Extra Life, and CMN Hospitals and what we're doing, we're still going to be fundraising through the end of the year. There'll still be a chance to get some awesome prizes, do some good for the kids. So, if payday hasn't come or it's coming soon, or I don't know, you're going to get some money some way, remember us, come by and help out the kids.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. We'll make sure to of course this show is going on YouTube tomorrow, or at least by Monday anyway. And then
Well, there is a deadline, so you better work on it tonight so it can be on YouTube for tomorrow morning.
oh, that's true.
Dang, the heat is on.
Put pressure on me. I guess I could do that.
No edits. Post it as is, man.
Oh, I do.
There's no
I do.
Fortnite for you tonight.
We're not too proud.
Yeah, editing sucks. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, this show's live and it goes reposted just the way it was recorded.
That video you showed earlier for me was my greatest editing accomplishment of all time, putting those screen graphics on, and that took every fiber of my being. So not again for another year. I only do that for the kids. Go to Discord for the kids, and I edit videos for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
When
didn't
we were
sound
doing-
right in context now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say that again.
It's not what he meant, people.
Now the show is complete.
What an exit. There's a clip.
Yeah. Right.
I was like,
Oh no, we have all the clips of when your camera froze and you
We gotta put them together.
that'll be a montage later.
It'll happen on my stream again later.
Yeah. Excellent.
there we go.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. It really means a lot, and it was a great conversation. I'm sorry I talked over Bowler and Moose the whole time, but
No,
You're here.
You're good, man.
honestly, I'm extending the hand. If you guys need any help, if you want to learn about the NFTs or you want to come by the stream, just hang or whatever. We're here as a community to help one another, and that's what it's all about. If we don't have that, what's the point, right? So hopefully you guys will reach out and we can help you learn and maybe get you indoctrinated into the Wax blockchain and collecting my NFTs and all those other amazing people that we have playing some Twitchy Tides. And I hope you guys will get in it and have some fun with it.
Expect a bunch of questions. I'm always timid about being too needy, but
No.
I think you've opened the door now. So
Yeah, do it. No, it shapes the conversation, man. The questions help guide where we're going. And there's plenty of people that'll never speak up. So you're speaking up for them. You're doing charity work.
Yeah.
hey, I love the way that sounds.
Is that the Scream water bottle that I just saw at Disney this week?
The Monsters Inc. Yeah, that captures the
saw
screens,
that.
and when you twist the top, it does do that.
It screams. Yeah. that's how-
Yeah,
Oh really?
I have
That's
like
cool.
300 or 400 Sully items now that I've collected over the years.
Wow.
People will just send me
Oh,
like, I was
yeah.
at the park and I saw this. I'm like, beautiful. Let's put it in there. I want one of everything.
And that's not just a nickname. That's your name.
That is my actual last name. So my first name's Chris, but there's like a gazillion Chris's in the world. So when I went to podcasting in 2012, I was like, I'm changing it up. I'm going by Sully. And then when I moved up here to work at Funko, they already were calling me Sully because they heard me in the podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with it. Made it real interesting when I got remarried this year, though, because now my wife calls me Sully, and now her last name is Sully. So we still don't know what to make of that. And when she calls me Sully, I'm still like, that is weird.
Do the kids call you Kitty?
I got actually there was an NFT that our friend Pop Paragon made that looks like Sully, and I was like, call it Kitty. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
So great.
Absolutely.
Kitty.
Good. Yeah.
Good reference.
I can't get my wife to call me Wakko, so
keep trying.
Oh, come on, Lobster. Play the game.
Never.
Well, that's awesome, man. I really do appreciate you coming on board with us tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Gentlemen, can we find a quick target to raid and let this man go about his business tonight?
Sure.
It's ice cream and then streaming again.
You want IBTV? He's up.
Ice cream.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
He's lobster or baby/babe. Does she always say the slash?
Yes.
Awkward.
That's
You have to put on the fancy hat though.
she's the one that always drops the knives in the chat too sometimes. So there's lots of slash. Yeah. All right. We're gonna go over to show some love to IBTV, great rocket racing streamer. Show him some love. Type in his chat THF podcast raid and blow him up with some emotes. Show him some love. Drop him a follow if you don't already follow him, and hang out and chat with him for a little bit. Show him that THF love, and we will see you guys very, very soon. We got the THF community races tomorrow night. Rocket racing community races. Earn points towards qualification. Maybe win some V-Bucks. Come on by and see us.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready to go when you guys are.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Energy night.
Peace
Awkward
out.
wave time.
All right, we awkward wave till the